Welcome one and all to the premiere episode of Buster's Glitch Ass Gaming Podcast. I'm your host, Tony Flowers, and I'm joined by my co-host, Oscar Warrior.
Hello.
And we're also joined by our buddy T-Rex, who may or may not chime in throughout the episode. Welcome, T-Rex.
Hi.
He's doing some shit. So I thought we'd start this off by introducing ourselves. Who are we? We represent the everyday gaming enthusiast. We're just gaming enthusiasts. We're not insiders. We don't know people in the industry. We don't get free games. None of that shit. There's a couple of guys who work full-time jobs, and we have to pick and choose for the most part what games we're going to play at launch and so on and so forth. Um, but yeah, then I'll throw it to you, Oscar. Who are you? Who are you? Tell the audience who you are. Whatever you want to divulge, totally up to you.
Hello. I am the warrior. I like playing video games. um, work full time, 40-hour weeks. Well, 36 technically, but let's just say 40 hours for the sake of convenience. 40-hour weeks, just your average Joe. I'm a pretty boring individual. I like to read books, play video games, and just hang out with the lady. Don't do much else outside of that, but it's a peaceful life. I like doing what I do.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I'm there with you. I kind of consider myself a boring individual. Every hobby that I have kind of requires me to sit on my ass, except for guitar playing, which I should probably, practice while I'm standing, but I don't because I'm a lazy fuck. But other than that, I enjoy sculpting, and ever since Oscar Warrior here and another buddy of ours at work recommended a book club, I've been reading a lot of books. It's been so much fun. Definitely recommend it to anybody who is not doing it. But yeah, I've been gaming since I was a child. Some of my earliest memories in the world are of playing video games with my mother. And yeah, we live in Arizona. We work at the same warehouse as of right now. You never know. For
Yeah,
future references, you never know.
T-Rex is in the same boat as us.
Exactly. Yeah.
We're all just a
Arizona.
couple friends that got to know each other because of work.
Yeah.
Created a book club, and then the book club led to the podcast, and then we have a weird wrestling federation thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
that we do on the side on top of that.
Yeah, which we just did an event just now, the invasion. Pretty funny shit. If you're in the Discord with us, go ahead and check that out. I'll post that later on. But yeah, I thought a good opening question for you guys. I'm gonna include you, T-Rex, if you don't mind. But we'll start with you if you're okay with this. Do you remember the first game you ever played and at what age?
The first game I ever played and at what age?
Yeah,
Oh,
do
I
you?
do. I actually do.
Go ahead. Floor is
Played
yours.
my first game it was like a Hot Wheels racing game on a Game Boy Advance.
Do you remember the name
Interesting.
of it?
Uh,
You know what? Let me. I can probably look
I'm
it
gonna
up
look
while
it
you're
up right
talking.
now.
Yeah, Hot Wheels. Hot Wheels on Game
Hot
Boy.
Wheels Stunt Track.
Let me see. I know it as soon as I see it.
If you see the cover art,
Hot
Yeah.
Wheels
looks like they had a
Velocity
couple
X, maybe?
games:
Yeah, they did.
World Race, Stunt Track, and Velocity X. Yo, that sounds sick.
So what you're saying is that your first experience with video games was through the Game Boy Advance.
Yeah.
That was a pretty hot console.
Yeah,
I remember when I got mine.
Was
I'm
it?
I'm I'm
Is the
jealous as
Advance
hell.
the flip one, or
No,
I had like the handheld gray one.
that was
The
the one you're talking about, the one that's like a flip phone,
Yeah.
is
the
the
DS, huh?
SP version.
Yeah. That's what I was like.
Oh wait,
Oh, so you had an SP.
I was thinking the
No, I didn't have.
DS.
I had both of them,
Oh
but
no,
I had the original one first.
the one without the backlight.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So when the sun was like at its brightest, you couldn't see the screen.
Bro.
I had one of those too. I had both. I had the advance and then worked my way up to the SP. But yeah, I remember the advanced. It was one of my favorites, but I really didn't like that I couldn't take it anywhere, and the backlight wouldn't be strong enough to kind of like overpower the sun, basically.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like
Those
put a blanket over your head, bro.
Yeah, those
Under there.
those those old handhelds were terrible with that. They had to come out with little
The little
extra
lights.
pieces. Yeah, that you have
Exactly.
to like buy separately and attach to it, like for those long
I
car
think
rides. We've all
I
been through
think I
that.
had one.
Do you remember how old you are? How old you were, T-Rex, when you played this mystery Hot Wheels game on the Game Boy Advance?
How old was I? I don't know. I
Yeah.
probably was like,
Why
I
do you think
had
that
to be
was your
like,
earliest memory though? Like what about that game specifically that you did you enjoy?
oh, it was just the first game that my dad got me. I had a PlayStation 1, but I don't remember playing anything on that PS1, bro.
Mhm.
Honestly.
The graphics were too shitty. Even in your child mind, you're just like, this looks like shit.
I don't remember anything. Like I said, I don't remember. I think they got it from me, but I don't even remember a game that they bought me for it, like
Mm.
at all.
You had the console and nothing
Interesting.
else. Just use it as a
Just
CD player.
collecting dust.
Mhm.
I had to play something on it. I just don't know, bro.
All right. Yeah, no worries. What about you, Oscar? Do you remember your first game and what age you were?
I don't remember age. I want to say I had to have been pretty young because I had this memory recently, and I was talking about it with my wife that when I used to play video games, I guess I was so young that I didn't really understand or know how to read yet. I wasn't literate.
Mhm.
So a lot of the time, I think I would just get stuck in the games that I would play because I didn't know how to read the text boxes.
So if you're thinking along the same lines as me, you were playing probably like some classic RPGs or something.
Uh, Probably not classic RPGs, but I think my earliest memories would either have to be Super Mario. What was it? Super Mario World? Is that the
On
one
the
on the Super
SNES?
Nintendo?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
Super Mario World. I also have fond memories of Super Mario 64, but I want to say that's the one that I remember the most because I was addicted to that game.
Oh hell yeah. That's
I
one that
wasn't.
kind of escaped me over time because I
Yeah,
had the NES forever until the N64. Like
yeah,
I
60.
almost completely skipped the SNES. Didn't mean to.
Super Mario 64 was fucking awesome. I remember playing that a lot
Yeah.
when I was younger. I remember one of my earliest memories with that game was when you first enter the castle, I think Bowser is talking to you,
Hmm.
and I was so little that the laugh that he would do would scare the shit out of me. So I remember I
Yeah.
would cower in fear because I knew that was coming. So I was just like, "Oh shit, I gotta cover my ears for this part."
Yeah, yeah, he had that. I remember exactly what you're talking about. That was such a moment in time at the release of Mario 64 and just the N64 in general. I remember that just being just a massive thing in my family. My mother was she played all the classic
Mhm.
NES Mario games with me when I was a kid. That those were some of my fondest moments. I guess I'll jump over to me. When I want to say I was like 4 years old, I was living in Florida, and I don't remember if it was my aunt. I want to say it was from my dad's side. She and her husband bought me an NES as a gift for something. I don't remember what the fuck it was because my memory sucks. But what I remember is I got this big ass box wrapped up, and when you're a child, you just kind of look at these things like, oh hell yeah, it's a big ass box. This must be amazing. And I open it
Hey,
up, and I
yeah.
hadn't, right? I had no idea what the hell this thing was, but I was grateful. I was a grateful kid. And I remember being grateful, but I had no idea what the fuck I was looking at. And it was an NES that had the little gun attachment and the two
Oh, nice.
controllers, and it came with Duck Hunt, like I'm sorry, the what was it, the little cartridge, I'm sorry, the cartridge that had Duck Hunt
Yeah,
and the Super Mario Brothers. And when we hooked it up and we turned it on, I remember just my life changing. It was a
yeah.
moment where I was just like, oh my God, I'm controlling this guy. And it was one of my fondest memories in life. So I was like 4 years old, and I played that shit so much. Me, my mother, my sister, my little brother wasn't born yet, so. But yeah, we played that shit every fucking day. Super Mario Brothers on the NES. But what's crazy was I was born in 1987. That's the other thing I didn't mention about me and Don Oscar Warrior here is that I was born. We have like a 10-year roughly gap. I'm currently 37 years old, and you're 28, I
B.
believe. Yeah, you
B.
just turned 28 recently. So we have roughly a 10-year age gap. So that I think is another cool uh, difference between us. This is some cool little aspect of the
C.
podcast. Yeah, so you'll have a lot of different memories than
You
I
were
will.
born in the. I believe you were born in the bit era, the 8-bit, 16-bit era. I was born when polygons were invented.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And what's weird is that if I looked it up, I'm pretty sure that the Super Nintendo was released when I first started playing the NES, and I was playing the NES all the way up until the N64 dropped in the later 90s. So I completely skipped the SNES era. I had no idea about most of it, but so that's our story basically. I have this little section here. We're gonna probably toy around with the structure in the coming episodes just to kind of get a feel for what we're doing and how we like it. But we have it set up right now to where like we'll talk real quick about the current game releases and updates. So number one on that list, I figured would be the shadow drop of the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remaster on April 22nd wasn't a surprise to many because information leaked prior to its announcement and immediate release. The original Oblivion, critically acclaimed, launched on Xbox 360 and Windows back in 2006 and on PlayStation 3 in 2007. Bethesda tasked Virtuous's Paris studio with co-developing the remaster, which, after a delay from its initial 2022 target, finally released on PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series S and X, also available day one on Game Pass.
Oh
Um,
my god.
and they've since mentioned that over 4 million players across consoles and Game Pass have jumped in. Um, have you toyed around with the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remaster, or are you a fan of the original game at all? Like, do you have any history with this?
I actually have no history with Oblivion whatsoever. It looks fun, I will say. It looks really, really pretty. I believe they used Unreal Engine 5
They did.
for the remake.
hmm
That's another thing I wanted to point out. I think they've been calling it a remaster,
Yeah, I know.
but some people are saying it's like a proper remake. How
I'm
do you how
I'm
do you feel
I'm in
about that?
no, I'm totally in line with that.
Yeah.
So much is different. I did play a very little bit of the original 2006 game, and I got as far as the first Oblivion gate that you have to close very
Mm.
early in the game. I got that far. I closed it. I did a couple other things, and I sucked so bad at the lock picking that I just that I gave up without looking at it. Plus, I played Skyrim first. I didn't play Oblivion on release. Otherwise, I
Yeah.
may have I
I'm
may have actually fallen into it. But
I'm in the same light. Skyrim was my first Elder Scrolls game, and I had a blast with that one. Honestly, though, I will say I never played it for the story. I just played it to download mods and like mess around. Like it was the perfect sandbox game for me. Also, climbing mountains.
oh yeah, oh
Mountain
yeah,
climbing simulator.
yes. And the fact that you've played with mods, that's something that we need to talk about at some point because I've never really played it with mods. I've just recently been introduced to the PC side of gaming, so mods are kind of new to me and I don't really fuck with them too much.
Mm.
But
It's
back in
honestly
those,
really fun.
oh yeah, you can. I don't know what it is, but I think throughout the years I've grown accustomed to the idea of achievements and trophies. And
Mm.
to my knowledge, unless you get a mod that specifically says you can still earn trophies and achievements, those are completely blanked out from your modded gameplay, right? Like, or your
I,
modded
bel-
game.
I want to say so, but I want to say a lot of more modern games are allowing you to use mods and still get the achievements, just because I don't think people really care anymore.
Mm. That would be
Um,
news to me.
but
That'd be news to me. I would love
I'm
that.
I'm not entirely sure though.
That would be awesome. But from what I've seen so far, I've put a few hours into Oblivion, which I'll talk about a little more later on. But it does seem more like a remake than a remaster. I understand that they are using the same skeleton as the
Mhm.
original 2006 game. They're
Yeah.
using with the Gamebryo engine, but in the Unreal Engine 5 with like better graphics and all these things, but there
Yeah,
definitely
dude, it looks
wasn't
amazing.
running. There was no running. They've added a few
Really?
things. Yeah, yeah.
You had
That's
to
one.
walk everywhere in the original?
Yeah, same with Fallout 3, and I don't know if I'm sure we'll come around to this at some point in the future, but one of my all-time favorite games, Fallout 3, you couldn't run in that game, and that's one of the hardest things to go backwards to. Uh,
Oh,
yeah, but I'll touch on that at some
dude,
future
that sounds
point.
awful.
Yeah, it's like you're one speed. If you turn around, there's a death claw chasing you. You have to turn around and just kind of like,
You
you
gotta
know,
fight it. You
yeah,
can't run away.
you either
You gotta
fight it or
fight it.
you try to power walk away from them. It's kind of difficult, but yeah, it does seem more remake than remaster. I don't know, that would be a great debate actually. What constitutes a remaster versus a remake?
A
Because in
remake.
because like in my mind, a remaster is kind of like, oh, we took the visuals, we upscaled them, blah blah blah, we upgraded the music a little bit or something. But like this feels like a brand new game with the same,
Yeah,
with the same skeleton. I don't know.
I believe I did research on this earlier because I was also confused about what a remaster and a remake was. I guess what a remaster is it's basically just the same game with updated graphics. There really isn't much change to it. So like I guess a perfect example of it would be like Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door. For that game, there wasn't much change to it besides like a little extra things here and there, like bonus content. But it's
Mhm.
essentially the same game, but with like updated. Well, it's a paper game, but with updated graphics. It looks a little cleaner. Lines are a little
Yeah,
cleaner.
yeah.
Bright, vivid colors. But that would be a remaster in my mind. A remake would be something like Final Fantasy VII,
Oh
like
yeah,
appropriately named Final Fantasy VII Remake, where you take the foundation of the original game story wise, but you rebuild a completely new game using kind of similar. I don't want to say similar assets, but
no,
you
like the
kind of
similar idea and everything. Yeah,
yeah,
you
exactly.
reimagine the setting and everything. Yeah,
C
100%, 100%.
C C Brash, and then a reboot is like when the story just gets reset.
Yeah,
You're starting from kind of like what Mortal Kombat has been doing. I think what they did
yeah.
with Mortal Kombat 1, right? But like
Mhm,
the new one.
mhm.
Yeah. That
Yeah,
that
yeah.
that's mainly the difference between.
Yeah.
So
I'm really glad you brought up the Final Fantasy VII remaster or remake because that is like a very prominent idea of what a remake is, and they did the same thing with I want to say the Resident Evil 2 and 3. Those were proper
oh
remakes.
yeah, those are proper remakes too. Yeah, for sure.
But
Resident
yeah,
Evil 4, 2 and 3.
yeah, 4, 2, and 3. I didn't play 4, so I can't touch too much on that, but I did play 2 and 3, and I can say those are proper remakes. It's like they're hitting the same beats throughout the game as the original, but they're so
Mhm.
different, so vastly different and modern. And
See,
I do think that the newest Oblivion remaster kind of toes the line and like right there on the cusp of being a remake.
is that a
It's
game that you're currently playing, Tony?
It is. It is. I'm enjoying the hell out of it. I didn't, like I said, I didn't play too much of the original, and so I'm just it just feels like new Skyrim. It feels like the
Mhm.
new Elder Scrolls game. This could literally be, in my eyes, Elder Scrolls 6 for all I fucking know. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's just that new to me. But what
it's the future that we have to look forward to for Elder Scrolls 6, I think.
I do think that they're going to touch on this one thing I'm about to bring up is that one thing I do remember from the original Oblivion when I was doing a couple of caves and forts and things that you had to backtrack to find your way out of them, which it's more realistic. You kind of have to do that, you know?
Mhm.
It feels more realistic, but in the gaming world, you have to remember this is a video game and it's got to be fun, it's got to be engaging, whatever. And the further and further you delve into these caves and these systems, these underground systems, whatever, um, in Skyrim, at the very end, once you get your big grand reward, you would usually find some button or something that would open a wall or some trapdoor or something that would lead you directly back to the very beginning of the level, and you would just
See,
like, just run out the door, right? You remember that?
yeah, I do remember that.
I'm sorry, Oblivion had none of that. It was just like, no, you dive 4 or 5 stories underground, you're gonna have to find your way back 4 or 5 stories above ground.
Yeah, you
And
gotta go back up.
yeah, so it is still dated in that sense.
Oh, you
So
still gotta do that?
you still have to do that, yes. It's kind of
Crazy.
weird. In one of the very first spots that you find outside of the opening of the game, it kind of dick teases you in a way where it gives you that loop around. And I was just like, oh shit, they've done it. They gave me the Skyrim treatment, and this is going to be amazing. And then every single cave and system that I've went through, I'd have to backtrack in. But I'll talk a little bit more about that later. But yeah, that's one thing that is still very dated about the remaster slash remake. I don't give a fuck. I'm calling it a remake. It
The
feels
remake.
very different. Um, but yeah, are you planning on diving in at any point to the Oblivion remaster?
It does look fun. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if it's a game I'll ever get a chance to touch. Um, but I do want to play it. I do at least want to try it for a little bit.
Hell yeah! And I want to say it's a $50 buy-in, or if you
Is there
have Xbox Game Pass, yeah.
is there
50.
a demo for that game?
I don't think so, but yeah, 50. I have to pull it up, but I don't think there's a demo, but it's a $50 buy-in, which is crazy for this time in our lives. Um,
When games are $70 fucking.
yeah, yeah, $70, or in Nintendo's terms, fucking
90.
80 or 90. Yeah, it's fucking
90. Might as
crazy.
well make it an even 100, bro.
Why not? Really? Like honestly, seriously. What
No,
about you?
let's not egg on the developers.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, no, no. Don't listen to this. Don't take our advice. T-Rex, do you have any interest in the Oblivion remaster slash remake, or did you have any history with it, with the series?
Bro. I don't. I'm learning. I'm learning about it as y'all speak to me about it.
Very nice.
Looking at it. I'm looking at it as you speak.
Yeah, it's really fun. I have to give it its flowers. It's pretty amazing. I'm really digging it. But
Flowers. Tony
yeah,
flowers?
I got to give it its Tony Flowers. And yeah, at some point I will step away from it and play something else, but as of right now, that's got my attention. This number two, this is a game
Moving
that
on to the
really,
next topic.
yeah, this definitely has my attention here. I've watched a few trailers and all, but anyways, developed by a team of around 30 people, Clair Obscur Expedition 33 is Studio Sandfall Interactive's first time releasing a game, and it's apparently a home run. 1 million units were sold in 3 days, and the game has been receiving rave reviews from both critics and players alike. Clair Obscur Expedition 33 is an RPG that adds its own unique flavor to its real-time turn-based battle mechanics and is available on PC, PS5, Xbox Series X and S. Also available on X Game Pass
Game Pass.
Box. Yeah, I'm trying to say it different every time, like
Bill
X X
Spencer.
Game Pass Box or something.
Xbox Game Pass.
Yeah, Xbox Game Pass toddler stance. Um, this game looks awesome. Everything I've seen about it, it speaks to me. I love me a good story. I love some deep characters. I love some obscure fucking some I don't know, fantasy
You love
elements.
yourself some Expedition 33 Clair Obscur.
Clair Obscur. Yeah, I tried to
Yeah,
look it up so that I didn't butcher the name too bad, which I'm probably going to do with other games in the future. But have you looked into this game? Is it tickling your fancy at all?
yeah, bro. This is probably a game that I'll pick up soon. Right now, I'm currently playing Xenoblade Chronicles X, and that has most of my focus.
Mhm.
But this is definitely a game that I want to pick up just because of the art style, the design, everything about it looks so cool, bro. I've also been watching trailers and gameplay of it, and the story premise is also pretty interesting. I don't know much aside from the trailers that they've been dropping, speaking about it, but it looks really fucking cool.
Oh yeah, yeah. The story, from what I can tell, It's like some goddess of some sort. She wakes
Mhm.
up, I'm guessing annually, I don't know. And
Yeah, I think
she
it's every year.
and she like paints a random number, and whatever that number is, anybody in the world of that age dies. So in my case,
Dies.
if she paints the number
Hey,
37, I just kind of Thanos just snapped his fingers and I just turn into ash, you know.
obliterates half the world.
Right. So anybody of that age dies immediately, and then there's also an expedition that's sent out to try to find and kill her so that
Kill
she
her.
quote
Yeah.
so that she
You know what?
never paints death again or whatever.
You know what's crazy about that, bro? Is when I was watching the trailer, the way they explain it is she's actually been counting down from like I think I don't know from what number exactly, but she's been counting down and she's reached 33 as essentially.
Oh
And
shit.
so like
So
every year they send out an expedition. They send out the youngest or basically the next people that are destined to die because they're gonna die anyway. So they send them out to a
huh.
continent basically where she lives, and the expedition is there basically to just try and get rid of her essentially. But she's almost like to basically like one, you know.
That's crazy. Yeah, I had no idea. That's not something I picked up. So
Yeah,
that's
it's
very
like
interesting. So it's getting younger and younger.
yeah, it's a very dire situation. She's not picking random numbers. She's counting down.
That's pretty awesome. Yeah, I have this on my wish list on Steam. It's been getting rave reviews. I think right now it has like 15, 20,000 plus reviews, and very positive. People have like the visuals, the voice acting. It has the actress who played Shadowheart in Baldur's Gate,
What?
from mhm. Jennifer English, I believe her name is, and also Charlie Cox, according to what I read. Yeah, he's he he played Daredevil in the Daredevil series on Netflix. Um,
Oh no way.
and also, oh fuck, what's his name? God damn it, it's gonna bother me. Smeagol, what's his name? Smeagol.
Smeagol.
Yeah,
Lord of
somebody
the
help me
Rings?
here. Yeah, from Lord of the Rings, Smeagol.
Hold on. Looking it up.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm so sorry. I have to look up this. I don't remember. My memory is such trash. Oh, his name
uh,
is escaping me.
Andy Serkis?
Yes, Andy
No.
Serkis. Yes,
Oh, is that
yes,
him?
yes. That's him. Yep, yep. Apparently he's in there. So they have some really high octane fucking actors and actresses in this game. I definitely
That's cool.
mean to get it at some point. It's on my wish list. Currently on sale, $45 on Steam, and
Yeah,
as
that's
a
the nice thing is the as soon as the game like launched, it went immediately to sale.
yeah, yeah. So that's really cool. Have you heard about this one, Trey? TRX?
No, I have not.
You should check
I
out the trailer, bro. It looks like a game that's up your alley.
Yeah, it's going to be releasing. Well, it is. It has released on the
It's already
PS5, and I
out,
do
yeah.
have one. So this could be another great one for you in the future. Definitely check that out. It looks amazing. Um, moving on, we got number three, Days Gone remastered, released on April 25th exclusively for the PS5 console, with no immediate plans to port the game elsewhere. Sony-owned Bend Studio originally released Days Gone to the PS4 console back in 2019 and later to PC in 2021. The game received mixed reviews and had its hopes for a sequel shot down by Sony, but it sold well over 7 million units. I never
I
played
was
the
actually
original. Go
oh
ahead. Go
sorry.
ahead.
I was gonna ask you about what that meant. So so Sony shot down their plans for a sequel or what's going on with that? I'm not familiar with that.
Yeah, so
I mean it
Jeff Ross, from Bend Studio, one of the co-founders, he
Mhm.
had I don't remember who broke the story, but he spoke to Sony and he pitched the idea for Days Gone 2, and it just completely got shot down. Uh, I don't remember exactly why they did, whether it was they didn't like the story idea or they didn't think 7 fucking million plus units was good enough
Mhm.
or what. But yeah, so Days Gone 2 isn't happening, and Ben Studio has since been kind of cannibalized by, I want to say it was like Naughty Dog or one of the other Sony-owned studios.
Really?
Yeah, and they're doing
That's
remasters or
crazy.
something. Yeah.
That
Um,
sucks, bro.
I never jumped into the shoes or motorcycle of Deacon St. John, but I hate that name. That name is so stupid.
Is that actually his name of the main
That
character?
of the main character, yeah, Deacon St.
Yeah,
John.
Deacon St. John. Oh, he kind of looks like you, bro.
Oh man. Yeah, it never really spoke to me. Plus, it came out around the same time, roughly, if I'm remembering right, as The Last of Us Part 2. And I was so invested in that that I didn't need some other zombie game trying to take up my time. Um,
The
I, I would like to get around to playing this, but I know that it's going to be so far down my list that I probably won't ever get to it. Have you ever jumped in the shoes or motorcycle of Deacon St.
Deacon
John?
St. John. No, I
Yeah.
can't say I have. I've never played this one. I didn't even know it was getting or got a remaster.
Yeah, it just released a few days back.
You told
T-Rex,
me
you have
one.
you have a
I did.
PS5.
I played it, bro.
What'd you
What
think?
did you?
What do I think? Honestly, it's all right. I put it down for a little bit because I think I went into it the wrong way. I think I was talking to you guys about it, and I was like, I played and I didn't refill my guns. It's like one of the things where you gotta constantly you gotta reload, go get your gas on your motorcycle and all that stuff, and you don't have those things.
Mm.
Mhm.
You're gonna find yourself stuck somewhere, and now you gotta go walk all the
Oh,
way back. Leave your
dang!
bike.
So it's like a.
Go ahead, Oscar.
I was gonna say it's like an open world kind of survival then, like proper open world survival.
Hmm.
Yeah,
You gotta like manage your resources.
yeah. You do have to manage your resources, bro. And
Dang.
zombies are still just like crawling around. So,
Yeah,
so if you run out of gas, you don't have any more bullets or anything on you. You kind of just like,
you're boned.
yep.
That's so funny. Yeah, and from what I remember of the trailers of that game, the hordes can get pretty large, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Dang, that's terrifying.
Yeah, that was one of the main selling points of the game was the massive side of the hordes, and it looked
Yeah.
amazing. I never got around to checking it out. I'm glad one of you guys did. I,
Um,
I, it did get some mixed reviews. I don't recall exactly what the points of contention were, but now that they have a proper remaster out, oh yeah, it was like a performance and the like. So now that a
mm,
proper remaster is out, maybe a new a reevaluation of the game is in order, perhaps.
with PS5 hardware, it should be all right.
I
I
didn't get
will.
it on the remastered version. I got it like right before they remastered it.
Oh, so recently.
Yeah, I remember Trey telling me about this game not too long ago. He played it very recently.
Well, it says that there's no immediate plans to port the game elsewhere, including PC. So
Yeah,
we
I was
may
just about to bring that up. Yeah, I tried looking for it on Steam. It's not on there. I think
no.
that's a bad move.
Yeah, because I may have jumped in at some point if it's going to make its way to PC, but I don't have a PS5. I know you guys do.
Mhm.
So yeah, that one's out of my wheelhouse completely. I'll rely on you guys for any further developments on that. Um, but something that I am really deep into that I absolutely adore. Number 4 says Larian just dropped what's to be the final major patch for their award-winning CRPG Baldur's Gate 3. The update includes new subclasses, photo mode, and crossplay. Larian co-founder and CEO Sven Vinka, during a video interview with GameSpot, said that the studio is currently working on 2 highly ambitious games and hopes that he can tell us about at least one of them before 2030. I sure
Damn.
fucking hope so. Whatever
Yeah.
these guys touch is gold. If you haven't played Divinity Original Sin 2, that's the only one I can speak to because I played that before Baldur's Gate 3. That game is absolutely amazing. It's just like Baldur's Gate in in many aspects, a little more dated than BG3, but still absolutely 100% worth your time. It's an amazing game. I put hundreds of hours into it. Would play it again. Um, Whatever these guys sell, I'm buying it because this guy and his team, they make just some quality shit. Whatever these two ideas are, whatever they're working on, they have my money, like immediately.
Mhm.
I don't care what it is. I don't care at all. Maybe a Divinity 3 or something like that. I know that you and I actually have tried playing Baldur's Gate 3 together. We had a LAN party some months back, and we tried to play. I think it was like 8 of us,
Yeah, it
and
was quite a few of us.
yeah, there was we were modding the game trying to get, I want to say 8 of us. That sounds right. We tried
Yeah.
to get 8 into the game, and when we finally did it, we got to the point where we were like, all right, we should go to the camp and save. And once we got to the
Mhm.
camp, we realized that the mod required so much more of us that we are just like, this may not be worth it. All right, it was fun. All right, you guys, let's move on to something else. Do you ever plan on getting back to? So I know you own Baldur's Gate 3. Do you plan on jumping back into it now that it's basically the definitive edition of the game?
Um, I'm going to say that I don't think I could ever play it by myself. If I played it, I'd have to play it with either you guys or like maybe another group of friends. But I would want to wait for maybe the mod to improve potentially, like maybe some more multiplayer mods to come out because I would like to play with a big group. I think that would be really fun because when we did get it to work, it was fun, and I know we had to replay the the beginning mission a lot
Hmm.
because we just kept running into issues. But the time that I did play it, I was having a good time. I will say it's not my style of game. There's a lot you can do in it, and it kind of overwhelms my senses when I have that much variety. Um, but I don't know. I might play it. I do own it. I would just have to play it with friends, honestly.
I would definitely jump back into it with you since you're fresh. It's very exciting to me. I've played it a couple of times with people that have been fresh into the experience, and I've played it once by myself, a couple of times with some friends, and it's really fun to see their reaction to certain things that happen throughout the game and the amount of
Mhm.
variety there is. Um, so if you ever want to play it, you just let me know. And even without mods, you can play up to 4 players. Now cross-play, photo mode, things that I've never really touched on. Um,
B.
the subclasses, all that stuff. So if Trey here gets it on the PS5, which uh,
Oh yeah.
yeah, are you looking to get it on the PS5 at any point, T-Rex?
He
He
might be
stepped.
busy right now. I see
Yeah,
him muted. Yeah.
he stepped away. My bad, buddy. All right, let's move on. Number 5, a video from Gearbox co-founder and CEO Randy Pitchford surfaced this morning, where he announced that the release date for their upcoming game Borderlands 4 has been moved forward by 11 days. Originally scheduled to drop on September 23rd, Pitchford happily announced the new release date would be September 12th across all major platforms, including PC, PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and the new Nintendo Switch 2. I love Borderlands, at least 1 and 2. I have some really great stories to tell about the first two, at least. The third one really didn't grab me as much, but in terms of story and stuff, like there was way too much go talk to Lilith or whatever the fuck. Like
Mhm.
it just broke up the game. I just wanted to shoot motherfuckers, man. That's all I wanted to do. It's so much fun when you're just shooting motherfuckers in this game.
Yeah.
So
I
hope
would have to agree.
you've played these games. So what do you have to say about the Borderlands series? Are you looking forward to the fourth game?
I think I didn't play them all the way through to completion. I played a little bit of two. I know with you and Pat, and maybe we can get Pat on another podcast here some other day. Um, he's in the same boat with the stories from the beginning of the podcast. He's in the same boat as us. We all kind of work together in the same warehouse. Um, but we played Borderlands 2. I played a little bit of 1. I didn't really like it. I thought it was really slow paced and boring.
The first one?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Damn, we got some words to exchange, you and I. But go ahead.
Yeah. The second one I enjoyed a little bit more. But I definitely don't like any of the. For me, I just want to get to the shooting and the looting, so
Yeah, yeah.
I generally avoid the story and any dialogue whatsoever.
Yeah, I'm 100% on board with you on that. The character, like I loved the first game.
Mm,
My buddy Brian, I was working at a Sam's Club back in I don't know, 2007 roughly,
mm,
and my buddy Brian who worked with me, he told me about this game, Borderlands, and I just bought it on a whim and I played it the morning that I woke up on my day off. And every couple of hours, I would try to break away and go do something else. But I kept getting just drawn back the whole time I was away from it. I was like, damn, I want to fucking keep playing that game. So that's probably one of the longest gaming runs I've had in a long time was just Borderlands 1, I just couldn't put it down, man, for very long. And then when the second one came out, same thing. I absolutely
Yeah.
adored that game. It's way better than the first game. But the third game, and I think in the second game, at some points, the story, they try to make you give a shit about these characters. And Brick and Lilith and Roland and Mordecai. I don't give a fuck about any of them. I just want to shoot like with these awesome guns. Like
Yeah.
that's all I care about. I don't give a fuck about these characters. So it's so funny to me that when main characters in the series get murdered, they try to make it so dramatic, and I'm just like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, it's like I don't really care. I haven't been paying attention.
Yeah, I don't give like I've been paying attention, but fuck those guys. I don't give a shit because that's not me. I get to still shoot these people in the face, so that's fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, the gameplay is just top notch. Can't wait for Borderlands 4. I hope it's better in terms of, go talk to this person, stop everything you're doing every 20 minutes or so and go talk to this person for 20 minutes. I hope they get past that and just
Yeah.
give me the gameplay. Give me the fucking gameplay. I want to just shoot people with these awesome guns. That's what Borderlands is to me.
I might be crucified for this take, but for me, Borderlands is a lot of taking quests, going to the quest, doing the quest, but nothing. Because you got to travel far to do the quest sometimes, but there's really nothing like in between.
Hmm.
At least for me, it didn't feel that way. Like there's really nothing in between that'll catch my eye, So it's just like a lot of downtime as you're trying to get to where you're trying to go,
I get you. I gotta disagree, at least in the second game. I don't remember too much of the first, but the second game had plenty of stuff to draw my attention elsewhere. T-Rex, did you ever get into Borderlands 1, Borderlands 2, Borderlands 3? Are you excited for the fourth one? Any thoughts on this?
I've never played any of it, bro.
Oh man, definitely something to look into. They have the Handsome collection, they have the Pandora collection, plenty of stuff to look into. You have the PS5; they'll all run immaculately on your PS5 hardware. Definitely would recommend if you just want to go around and shoot some bad guys and loot their corpses and find a bunch of cool loot everywhere. It's a great game, great series actually. So would recommend 100%.
Check it out. See what popping with. It's like a free for all game. Like you can just kind of do whatever.
Kind of.
It's more along the lines of like an open world looter shooter, I guess.
Yes. That's
Yeah.
probably exactly what they would call it. Open world looter
Yeah, an
shooter.
open world looter shooter. Yeah, like you kill enemies for a chance to find like really rare loot. Like a really good gun. Yeah.
Yeah, and the original. What happened?
What would it compare to?
Oh man, that's hard. What do you compare Borderlands to?
I would say Destiny, but that also might get me crucified.
I was gonna say some game that I've never played, like Diablo, because I hear that one's really big on loot, but I've never played Diablo, so that's crucifixion times two. But either way, it's a first-person shooter in an open world, and you can go
a very
from
silly game that doesn't take itself seriously.
not at all, and the humor is very often cringe as hell, honestly.
Yeah, very cringe.
Sometimes it hits. You got to give them credit where it's due, but yeah, most of the time it sucks. But yeah, you can probably find a collection with Borderlands 1 and Borderlands 2, which is by far the best one. I'm sure everyone in existence who has played any Borderlands game can, they'll be on board with this, that the second game is still the best one. So if you can find a little collection with all of them, it's probably dirt cheap. They've been out for a really long time. Definitely worth your time.
Yeah, that's a very frequent sentiment, is that the second one is probably the best in the series.
Yeah, definitely.
We'll see if 4 can change that.
I'm looking forward to it, man. Huh? We can't.
They make a Borderlands movie.
Oh yeah, they did, didn't they?
Yeah.
They did.
Jack Black was Claptrap. They had oh damn, what's her name for Lilith? And
I see Kate Blanchett.
Kate Blanchett, yes.
Kevin Hart was in there?
Kevin Hart, yeah, he played Roland, which is so weird.
What the heck?
That's
I'm
so
gonna have to watch
fucking weird. I gotta check it out for like curiosity purposes. But trust me, no matter how good or bad the movie is, I guarantee you the games are way better. Way, way better.
Yeah,
At least the first two, especially the
I
second
heard.
one.
I heard the movie didn't do too well.
No, no, I didn't expect it to. It just seemed like trash.
So what would you say the best one to play is?
I would say
Two.
probably play 2. Yeah, start
Yeah,
with 2.
100% two. The first one I
Okay.
loved because it was fresh when it first came out. If you've never played a game like that, you might really like the first one, but the second one is peak. So fucking good, bro.
Damn, then we might just ruin the first one for him because if he goes from peak to like something that's less substantial,
Yeah.
it's like he's never gonna touch it.
Yeah.
Oh, I play two. I'm not playing one, bro.
All right.
Yeah,
Well, but still, if you wanna maybe get, invested into the series, you're gonna want to play two. One might not grab you.
nah.
All right, number six, we have this is something I like to add. Free this week on the Epic Game Store is a welcome gift for a game called Albion Online, which I've never heard of or played. Have
Neither
either of
have I.
you have you heard of this Albion Online, Trey, T-Rex?
Mm-mm.
Nah,
What kind
neither
of
have
game
I.
is this?
I have no idea. Some online fucking bullshit. Fuck that game. And a game called and a game called Chuchel or Chuchel or something. I don't know if you guys can see this, but I'm sure I'm butchering the pronunciation of it. But I copied and pasted the entire write-up for this game, and it goes as follows: An adorably mad adventure. Chuchel, or whatever the fuck you want to call it, is a comedy adventure game from the creators of Machinarium, which looks like an awesome game. I do have that one. Botanicula, and
That's a hard one to say.
yeah, it is, and Samorost, whatever. Join the hairy hero Chuchel and his rival Kikul, as they will be facing numerous puzzles and challenges in their quest to retrieve the precious cherry.
Jerry.
The reward? Cheerful, situational humor, wild music, and sounds by the band DVA, and dozens of hilarious gags that warm up even the coldest of souls. I'll be the judge of that. Plus cherries.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. I checked this game out before we started this, and the trailer like was so surreal. I couldn't believe that I was actually looking at a game that looked like this.
No, to be honest, I looked at the trailer too, and I was just like, huh, this actually
I
looks better
couldn't.
than I expected it to.
I couldn't believe it was real. I was like, this
Mhm.
is a child. This is a child's like TV show or like a cartoon or something. It has to be, but no, it's a real game. It's on Steam.
Yeah, so it's on Steam. It's free this week on Xbox. I'm sorry, Game Pass. God damn it, Epic Game Store. It's free on Epic Game Store. I'm gonna get that right at some point. I'm gonna every week, every time we make this episode, we're gonna talk about whatever's free on Epic Game Store because I'm probably the only one in our friends group that has the Epic Game Store that is currently just like, hell yeah, dude, this game is free, blah blah blah, check it out, yeah yeah yeah, yada. So I'm gonna announce that to whoever's listening every
You get to
week.
keep the games, right?
Yes, yeah, it's a one-time, add it to your library, forever yours
I should
situation.
probably start doing that because yeah,
They've had some bangers and some
yeah.
games that I've had um in my I keep wanting to say backlog, but it's not in my backlog. It's like a game that I look at and I'm just like, huh, that looks really interesting. I would love to play
Mhm.
that, but then I never buy it, and then all of a sudden it winds up for free. Like Frostpunk is was free some weeks back. The Jurassic World Evolution games, both of them, one and two, they were both free on Epic. Let's see. There was this one. What the fuck is it called? With you're a samurai guy. I don't know. There's some fucking samurai game, and I was just so many games that I'm just like, I would totally play that, but I don't want to pay for it. And then all of a sudden they pop up on the Epic Game Store. So yeah, definitely keep an eye on that. Okay, so now we're gonna jump into the news, rumors, leaks little section that we have planned going on right now. And number one, I have the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 tied for the biggest console launches in history, selling 4.5 million units during their first 2 months on the market. According to Bloomberg, Japan's Pelham Smithers Associates firm projects the Nintendo Switch 2 console will sell between 6 and 8 million units at launch, which would not only break the record but absolutely fucking destroy it. Oscar
I
Warrior, you got your pre-order. You got not only one, but one for you,
I
one for
got
your old
2.
lady.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, tell me about it. Like, how's that
I
been?
had to crawl through the fucking trenches, bro, to get that shit. I had so many screens loaded and like all the information and everything for just to get it. And my surprisingly, the one that I got it on was Target, and I hear everybody's been having trouble with that one. My lady could not get it on Target. She was ready though, like she almost had it. She had her information saved and everything, but Bank of America chose to fucking they chose to deny the payment because they thought it was suspicious.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, and she ended up getting it on I think Walmart later on.
But she did get one. You both have
Yes, we
one.
were able to procure 2.
That's so awesome. Trey, do you have any, or T-Rex? I'm sorry, I keep calling you Trey. T-Rex, do you have any interest in the brand new Nintendo Switch 2 at launch, or is that something that might be on the horizon, something that you're not interested in at all? Are you a Nintendo guy?
I'm a Nintendo guy, but it's not gonna be on my horizons right now, bro. It's gonna be on the back burner for a little bit. I'll get into it though, probably when it's fully out and everything's going. I'll probably be around the time I start messing with it.
I got you. Yeah, when it's more readily available, I'm there with you.
I
According to
have
what I'm, oh, go ahead, go ahead.
Sorry, I have a question really quick before you move on.
Mhm.
The 4.5 million units sold, is that the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 together, or is that them
No,
separately?
separately, both have
Damn.
sold 4.5 million units during the first 2 months on
So
the market.
together, 9 million units.
Roughly 9 million units, yeah.
Damn, that's
So,
impressive. Yeah, that's a
but
lot of money.
but really, when you look at the data that we're looking at here, according to Bloomberg again, the Switch 2 could almost very closely outsell the both of them combined with their
Yeah.
up to 8 million units at launch. We're gonna keep a close eye on that. I'm very interested to see where the Switch 2 goes in terms of sales. The Nintendo Switch proper sold, I think, up to date 150 plus million units, which is
Yes.
very close to the all-time high of the PS2, 160 million units, or just
I
under.
I doubt the validity of that number because it seems like they continue to change it every time the Switch gets close.
Oh, the
Because I
PS2?
swear, yeah, I swear to God, every time the Switch gets close, they always increase that number. There's always
Yeah,
some article that comes out that says like, "Oh, we were just kidding. It wasn't 150 million. It was actually 160 million." You know, it's
yeah.
like, oh, boy, what's the real number here? Like, can we get to the bottom of this?
And the Nintendo DS is at 154 million, so it's still outsold the Switch.
Like the Switch 2, I don't doubt that it would continue to sell really well throughout its lifetime.
Yeah, yeah. I wonder if, especially with an opening like that, up to 8 million in the
Yeah,
launch window, I wonder if
and
it'll be able to challenge the PS2.
Nintendo, I think, has stated that they are planning on releasing more before the date comes when it is officially released. They're planning on, I think, having more units around the time when it releases, if not the exact same day, so that people can, like, whoever wants to get their hands on it is able to.
Yeah, yeah. The fact that you're gonna get one, two of them. Holy shit, dude! I can't wait to come by and check those out. That's gonna be
Yeah,
awesome.
I'm excited, bro. Fucking me and the lady took time off just to like took time off from work just so we can play them.
So,
That's
so
like
what
a
what games are you getting at launch?
uh obviously Mario Kart World. I'm gonna see about the expansion packs for Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom because those are the main games that me and the lady are gonna be playing during our week off, maybe 2.
Mhm.
Um, just because like whenever a new Zelda game comes out, we usually take time off to play it. Like I remember Tears of the Kingdom when it came out, we also did the same thing. We took time off just so we could have like a solid week and a half to play it, bro. Like that is like family tradition at this point. And even with Echoes of Wisdom, I don't think we had time off to take with that one, but we still played Echoes of Wisdom from like morning all the way to night.
What about the GameCube classic games like the Wind Waker? Is that going to
Oh,
be, I don't recall, but is that going to be available day one on the Switch too? Like, is that going to be
that is a
another game
day
that's going to
one.
take up some
Yeah.
time?
That's a day one Switch 2 release, I believe. Also, Luigi's Mansion. She showed interest in Luigi's
Oh,
Mansion, and that's one of my favorite games of all time. So we'll
absolutely
most
love
likely
that
play
game.
that one.
Absolutely love that game. That's probably one of the only Switch games I'm sorry, one of the only GameCube games I've ever played. And that one's amazing. I absolutely love it. Luigi's
Yeah,
Mansion
Luigi's
fucking
Mansion
rules.
is awesome. That's a goated game.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
and I have to put it still above 2 and 3, both proper, even though 3 is
Mhm.
more modern. The first one, that idea of it being one mansion and it has so many rooms and each room gave you some different experience. It's so different. And then where the second one, I liked it, but on the 3DS it was kind of strange. I haven't played it on the Switch yet. I do have it. I have to check that out. But the third game, where every floor of this hotel was a different level, and each level was, I don't know, like one of them was like full of sand and shit. It just didn't
Mhm.
feel right to me. I don't know. But the first game is still absolute shit. I absolutely love that game.
The first game, something I like about the first game that I don't think a lot of I don't think that the second one and the third one do is there are like very unique ghosts in the first one, like for
Yeah.
the bosses. And I don't know if the second one or the third one do that, but from what I've seen, they don't. But yeah, like the bosses actually had like a design to them, the ghosts, and they had like backstories and everything, and like um, each one was different. Like you had to do something different for each one to like to be able to suck it up with the I forgot what the thing is called.
Oh,
What was the
the
vacuum called? The gas sucker.
yeah, yeah, the damn it,
What was it called?
the poltergeist.
Poltergust.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, the
yeah, the
poltergust.
poltergeist.
Yeah. The poltergust 3000.
No, you
Yeah.
hit the nail on the head, man. Like every ghost felt so unique in the first game, whereas in the other two they really didn't. And I did play the other two, and they just didn't scratch that same itch. I really liked sucking up all the money and stuff. That was really fun in the first game, and it was just as fun in the other two. But walking through that mansion and seeing, some candles were burnt out and having to reignite them and
Oh yeah.
I love the first game so much. I would love to replay that.
Yeah, the
Wi-
puzzles are really fun to figure out.
Yeah, yeah, 100%.
But yeah, Wind
Um,
Waker, Luigi's Mansion, we have interest in that. Mario Kart World obviously is a day one, but we'll probably play that one for a little bit. That one will probably be more. I'll only play that one when I have company over. So like you guys, if we ever have an outing, we'll probably play Mario Kart World.
hell
That's
yeah.
definitely a must. And it's also really nice that I don't know if this is 100% true, but I'd like to think it is. But I think Nintendo says that you're able to use um, older controllers on the new Switch. So like you'll be able to use the old Pro controller on top of like the Joy Cons.
Oh, that'd be
I
sweet.
believe so. We should have no issues having everyone playing at the same time. And if it's anything like the Switch, you'll be able to play players easily. Although I think it's 24 racers now on the track
That sounds right.
in World, which is fucking insane. That's crazy. Basically
It is.
doubling the amount of. No, I think in eight you
Close
had what? I
to.
think 18
That
or was it
sounds right
12?
also. I want to say it was 18.
Yeah,
I can
but
look it up real
adding
quick
like
on that.
6 more players to that's crazy, bro.
Yeah, yeah, that's awesome. I Have you ever played Mario Kart online? It's ridiculous. I can't.
Yeah,
I can't.
I
I
can't
just
even. I can't compete.
dude, these
I can't
people,
compete.
yeah, dude, they know those maps like no one other, and they're so accurate with every movement,
Yeah,
every every item toss. They're so
they know
accurate.
their shortcuts.
Yeah, I came in last place by a fucking mile the first time I tried
Yeah,
to play
they
online.
lap you, bro. Those people
Yeah,
lap you.
Yeah, it's embarrassing, and I was just because I went into it thinking I'm good at Mario Kart. Yeah, against my family.
I'm the best Mario Kart player in my family.
Uh, Who was that? I was was I talking to you about that Oscar last time?
I think so. Yeah, we had a conversation about this.
I think me and my brother. He come out and say, "Go ahead, turn the game on, bro."
Mhm. We'll see who the best really is.
Yeah, in your family it's one thing, but then when you're fighting the world,
The world.
it's embarrassing. I'm
See,
Yeah.
so bad.
that's the type of stuff I like to do, bro. That's what I want to see because I haven't played online. I don't think I like the competitive play though.
Yeah, you're
I
really
haven't.
good. You're really good at Madden, aren't you?
Yeah, I like to think so, but it's the same way as you say like you run up against one person and they make you feel like it's like hold on, bro.
A whole different league out there, bro.
Yeah, yeah. It's almost embarrassing. It
Yo,
Yeah.
makes you
I
never
haven't
want to
played
try it
Mario
again.
Kart. Oh, I was gonna say I haven't played Mario Kart online since I think like the Wii era.
Oh,
Just because I don't like you said, it's just a completely different league
yeah,
than what you're used to. You get swamped so quick.
yeah. There's no point. I don't have the kind of time to invest in Mario Kart specifically, let's say, to
Mhm.
where I'm gonna be able to compete against these guys. There's no fucking way.
Yeah.
you don't want to go through the trial and error, getting your butt beat over.
Yep.
No, no,
The
no. Like I said,
psychological
I'm
strain of
37 years old. I don't have time for that shit. I play a lot of games on easy now just to say I've played them.
That's an interesting topic for later because I was thinking about that not too long ago, especially for like because there was a game that I wanted to bring up as a topic,
hmm
but I didn't add it to the notes. But it's I found the name of the game that you were telling me about for the PlayStation Showcase they revealed
hmm
a couple months ago. I think it was like maybe 2 months ago, 3 months ago. It's called Tides of Annihilation. Bro, that game looks sick.
Is it one of those get good types of games?
I hope not. It looks like a hack and slash, kind of like a Devil May Cry like type Stellar Blade hack and slash.
hmm
But I'm sick of the Souls like formula, bro, because some of the games look so sick and I want to play them, but I also don't want to go through the headache of playing a very difficult game.
Oh yeah,
Because like
I'm looking at the Steam trailer right now. Yeah, it looks pretty
it
awesome.
looks so good, dude. It looks so good. And I hope it's like you can choose your own difficulty type game because like I don't know. I'm sick of the Soulsborne like formula.
I just recently played Elden Ring, and I've been following a guide the whole time, and it's made the game so much easier for me. But
Yeah.
T-Rex has been playing. He had been playing Wukong, and at some point you didn't finish it, right? You decided to put that on the back burner as well.
Oh, no. It's finished. It's technically finished, but I told you I got that bad ending. But I have a boss that I still have to beat.
Oh, that's
That
right.
I, I told you it's like you were supposed to fight that boss first before the boss that I left, but I fought the other boss,
Mm,
and so it technically ended the game in a way.
yeah. So you did finish,
But
but you didn't get the true ending.
mm-mm.
But
So
are you
it's
one of
still
those people that like I need the good ending to put this to rest, or are you satisfied with what you've done and you're gonna put that behind you now?
that game takes too long, bro. It's just about how you just said you had to go through a guide. I think I was doing it at first by myself, but I got to a point. It's like when you like keep running into stuff, and it's like it just gets like, hold on, bro. So I go
Like
look.
I need help. It's like help me, somebody, please help me.
I'm like, do something else. Like I go find the little piece that I need. It's okay. Let's go. Let's start moving. Let me see what I find.
That's the
I
thing
think.
for me too, bro. Is like with Wukong, it's such a beautiful game, and like I don't know. I just feel like the Soulsborne, like when you don't give people the difficulty scaling, or I guess like the choice of picking what difficulty, you kind of like you miss out. You know,
Yeah.
that's my thing. Is like I don't want to miss out on a beautiful game that is like a masterpiece. You know, because of the difficulty. Um, like there's only one difficulty, and if you can't beat it, you know, get good. Like I get the mentality. I get people like shit like that, but I will also want to be a part of it as well, you know?
Yeah,
Mm,
there's so many games out there that I don't want to spend too much time on a single
Yeah.
title just trying to get good. I'm with you. If I beat a game one time, I don't care what fucking ending I get. That's my ending, and I'm over it.
Yeah,
Like, okay, that's what I got. One day, if I'm ever in the mood to replay this, I'm gonna check it out again. But otherwise, I'm gonna move on. There's too many fucking games, too many
yeah,
experiences.
yeah. That's another thing too. Is just like there's so many games out there, bro. Like I don't have time to waste
Exactly.
trying to clear
Even
this
for the
very
promise.
difficult game that's gonna make me crash out.
Yeah.
Uh, I need to challenge me just a little bit, or I don't. I'm not. I don't even think I like it that much. If I can just run through it, like it's
Mhm.
cool, but then it's just like just about. I like to spend a little bit of time playing it. If it's a little bit of a struggle, I like that
Yeah,
type of stuff.
yeah. It's like you got to find the right state of flow. You know, if it's too easy, you're not gonna get much enjoyment out of it. If it's too hard, you're also not gonna get much enjoyment out of it. So you got to find like a balance between the two.
Yeah.
But tell me this though: if you once you figure and crack the code, bro, it's fun
It,
then, right?
it's not satisfying.
I mean, kind
I'll
of.
say it. It's
Kind
not
of.
for me. For me, it's not satisfying because it's like I don't know.
When it
I would
comes
have to think a little bit more deeply about that. But for me, it's like I'm already angry at that point, and I'm going to stay angry even if I beat the boss. uh, for me, it's not an enjoyment.
there's
But
no
you
such
got
thing as
YouTube.
cheat codes.
You got
Actually, that's
YouTube.
something I miss about gaming.
Me too. What were you saying, T-Rex?
I said you got YouTube though. You got YouTube. You got
That's
That's
somebody.
true.
true.
Somebody did all the work for you already.
Exactly.
That's true. That is
I love
true.
that. I love that. I love that we live in that time where we can just like look things up on YouTube and there's somebody already out there that's figured it out.
Yeah.
I love that. But yeah, I hope to bring it back full loop, Tides of Annihilation. I hope it's not a Souls like game. I hope it plays more like Stellar Blade, which I believe you can choose your difficulty curve. Um yeah, because it's a really pretty game and I don't want to miss out on it. It looks really good.
Yeah, from all the gameplay I'm looking at, it does look like a Souls like, but
Chinese
we'll
Chinese
find out more.
studio. First game that I think they've ever made, but it looks fantastic. I definitely don't want to miss out on it.
It
But if
really
it is a
does.
Souls, if it's a Souls like game, I'm probably not gonna play it.
I feel you. It's been revealed by video game website Gamatsu that almost every physical release of a third-party title on Nintendo's Switch 2 console will be shipping on game keycards, which will require internet access to download the full game. The only exceptions found thus far are as follows: Cyberpunk 2077, Demon X Machina, Titanic Scion, Rune Factory, Guardians of Azuma, and No Sleep for Kaname Date. I'm assuming
Yes,
that's how you
sir.
pronounce it.
Got it. Yeah, you got it exactly.
From AI, the Somnium Files IBA edition. Did I pronounce that
That's the
right?
full name for the game.
That's the full name for the game.
Holy
I all
shit! What a mouthful.
I damn near like copied that verbatim right there. So
That's
yeah, so
crazy.
this is something that you can speak to more, Oscar, because me
Neat.
personally, I'm not so much of a physical games collector, whereas whereas you are.
Neat.
Once they decided that they were going to go digital, as long as I have space, I would way prefer digital games over physical
Mhm.
games. It's so much easier for me. But that's me. You
Yeah,
can speak to a whole other audience. Go ahead. What do you think of
there
this?
is there is a convenience for digital games because it's like right on the Switch. Um, I like collecting the physical because my reasoning behind it is if the service this is years in advance, but let's say in a decade they choose to shut down the eShop for the Nintendo Switch. If I don't have those games downloaded onto my console, I basically lose out on all the games that I own, and that's a loss for you
Yeah,
essentially. Um, so I like to have the physical just for game preservation purposes, and because I'm a collector, I like owning physical media. Um, I believe it's third party games. I don't know if they're given the option to choose whether they want to put it on a game card or the game, the game keys, the game key card, I guess. How do
yeah.
we,
I'm actually kind of
little,
confused about that, to be 100% with you. Like, is it
yeah.
still a cartridge that you pop into your console and then you have the game available to you, but then it automatically draws you to the Nintendo Switch online and where you have to download the rest of the game? Is it still an actual physical thing, or is it just a physical case when you pop it open, all you have is a little card there that says, you know, copy this to download the game. Like,
From my understanding, it's the second option. So it's the physical box just with a card, basically with a key code on it. I think that you take to the eShop and then you can download the game from there.
So there's no physical, actually game card that you pop into your console. Because
Yeah,
if if that's the case, then fuck that shit. Like it might as well
yeah.
just be it might as well
Might as well
just
just
be
download it on the
digital.
eShop. Yeah.
100%. Yeah, but if there's at least if there's at least a game cartridge that says whatever game you want. Let's
Yeah.
let's go with Tides of Annihilation since we just talked about it. If we decide, okay, that's going to be on the cartridge. There's a physical cartridge. You pop it into your console, and then you have to download the rest of the game because the cartridge can only carry so much. That I can
Mhm.
kind of understand. It would still suck for people that just want to pop in a cartridge and play the game
Mhm.
and reserve space and all that. But yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm hoping down the line, there's nothing confirmed yet, but I'm hoping down the line third-party developers do release their games on the physical game cards, just for collection purposes. But my only fear with that is they might charge more for the games if that
Right.
is the thing that they do. I mean, we already see that with Mario Kart World, I believe. I think the digital is like $80 and the physical is 90,
Mm.
if I'm right, or do I have that reversed?
I think you're confused. I think it's 80 at the max. I think 80 is the
Oh,
max.
you know what? I think I'm
Oh,
highballing it too much.
oh fuck, I might be
I think
wrong.
70.
No, 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 no. They highballed it so far that people were complaining, so it must be 90 at the max.
I think the digital is $80. I think 90 is the physical.
Yeah, 90. 90's
90
yes, yes.
for
80
the
for
physical.
digital, 90 for physical. That's
That's
fucking
crazy.
ridiculous. That's fucking
That is
ridiculous.
crazy. Because the console itself is already like really expensive, but to buy like a $90 game just for the physical copy is crazy, bro. But you know what? I'm still gonna get
Yeah,
it.
yeah, I totally I get that stance as well because when I was a kid, I grew up in Canada and I thought that maybe it was just the cost difference between Canada and the United States.
Yeah, in the US.
Yeah, that the Nintendo 64 cartridges were so expensive because they were 80
Mm.
plus dollars back then, and I thought, okay, it must just be a cost difference. But no, apparently they were the same price out here.
Yeah.
So I get it. I get it. Cartridges are way more expensive than CDs. But yeah, that really hurts, especially in the economy that we live in right now. That everything is getting so much more
So
expensive.
expensive. I would like to add that the price of eggs at my local Costco has gone down. They cut the price in half, which I'm really happy about. Last
That's
month we paid like 150 for like the 15 dozen. It was like $74 yesterday when we went.
okay. Cool. Cool.
So God bless to that. I know that was kind of a tangent, but it made me really
No,
happy.
no, not even. No, that matters. That actually
Yeah,
matters.
yeah,
Uh,
it does matter. That's a lot of fucking money for eggs, bro. It's crazy. And me and the lady eat a lot of eggs.
yeah, you have some egg scramble thing going on for lunch at work.
Yeah, we got the stir fry with the scrambled egg.
Oh, it looks amazing. How often do you have to
Yeah.
cook that, by the way?
We just do it all on Wednesday.
Oh, okay, cool, 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 cool. I'm
Yeah,
just
we
like, god
meal
damn.
prep for the week.
Like, damn, they're cooking. I'm sitting there thinking, like, damn, they're cooking a lot.
Nah, we usually it's like because we'll make like the stir fry with the scrambled egg, and then I'll for like the work week I'll make like omelets in the morning for me and the lady.
Hmm.
So that's like 6 to 7 eggs right there,
Oh yeah,
and then during the weekend or the weekday, I guess you can say, um, we'll make meals here and there, some with eggs, some without.
yeah,
So we're using them constantly.
yeah, dude. I'm such a fucking fat ass when it comes to eating. I have a problem, and I need to
Hmm.
correct it. But yeah, like the last week or so, I had been making scrambled eggs with some corned beef hash, and I
Oh
don't know if, oh, dude, oh, it's so good, but it's so bad
yeah,
for you.
eggs are just delicious, bro. I could never get bored of them.
God damn, man.
It's a weird tangent to go on, but yeah, I guess my point is like that the pricing was ridiculous for eggs, so it's like now that they cut it in half, that's basically a game for me. That's
Yeah,
$70 could be used towards a game.
yeah, it really
But
is.
Yeah, and like because that's essentially how expensive games are now. It's like what they're 60, 70, 80, $90 nowadays, and it's like if Nintendo's going to do that, what's going to stop Sony and Xbox from doing that as well? You know,
Exactly. Exactly.
are they setting a new standard for the gaming industry? You know, $90 video games.
Yeah.
I still feel like when GTA come out, they about to set the standard.
Yeah, that's going to be the new standard. Yeah, they're gonna highball that shit even more. $100.
It's gonna be whatever it is, and you know they just gonna keep on adding on to it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and people are gonna buy it anyway, bro. I mean, because
Bro.
GTA is like such a like they're cemented in history. You know.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's the highest selling property of all time, I
Yeah.
think, was GTA
Yeah.
5.
And
So
then they
they
kept it
could demand.
alive.
Yeah, they could. Like a lot of people have speculated over the past months that GTA 6 was going to be $100 release like for the base game. And I really
Mhm.
hope that Rockstar doesn't go that far. But if they do, they probably will get plenty. Like no matter how you look at it, they're going to sell like the whole industry is going to stop and stare in awe
Yeah,
at this
absolutely.
release. This
Gonna
is one
turn
of those
heads.
releases. Yeah,
No matter
100%.
what they do, it's gonna turn heads.
But I'll tell you from my personal perspective, I'm not gonna buy that if it's $100 for the base game. I will wait for a sale. I don't care if it's $80, $60. I'll wait for a sale, a big sale. Grand Theft Auto is amazing. It always has been amazing. It's a staple of my life in terms of
Mhm.
my gaming uh, uh, hobby. But
Mhm.
I'm not gonna spend $100 on their game, especially for just the base game. So no,
Yeah,
thank you.
I,
No, thank you.
I think I'll wait for a sale as well.
Yeah, hopefully they can see that. Hopefully they don't get that distracted because the fact that Randy Pitchford talked about bringing Borderlands forward, that's a big deal to me because I feel that Randy probably knows when Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to release, since it's supposed to release sometime this year, and
Mhm.
Gearbox, his studio, is owned also like like Rockstar by Take Two. So he probably has a very good relationship with the Rockstar fellas, and he probably knows exactly when Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to come out, and he wants to move the release date away from it as far as he can get, so that
Mhm.
you know, because you don't want to cannibalize your own studios if you're Take Two. If you have Borderlands 4 and Grand Theft Auto 6, Grand Theft Auto fucking 6 coming out in the same year,
Yeah,
you want to separate them a nice deal so that people buy both of them and they don't have to choose one or the other. Because if you had like you have to choose Grand Theft Auto 6 or Borderlands 4,
you're
everybody,
probably gonna go with Grand Theft Auto 6. Yeah,
everybody is going to go with GTA 6. So he
absolutely.
probably knows. He probably knows it's going to come out sometime in October if I were to guess. That's just me.
What say
But yeah,
you, Trey?
I don't even know, bro. I'm just kind of out here waiting. I'm like, they not posting anything. You don't got no new trailers. Been waiting
mhm.
Yeah,
for like, I feel like 2 years now.
yeah. It's better to play the long game.
Yeah, we're gonna get more. According to Randy Pitchford, we're gonna get another like a deep dive on Borderlands 4 here coming up in the coming weeks. I don't have the information pulled up in front of me right now, but in the coming week or weeks, we're gonna get a lot more Borderlands 4. So look forward to that. Since we skipped over it earlier, I just want to bring it around to what are we playing? Oscar, what are you playing this week? What have you been playing? Tell us a little bit about it. What are you
Bro,
thinking?
I've been stuck on Xenoblade Chronicles X for the past like when did it come out? Since it came out, I think I've been stuck on it. I haven't been playing anything else except
Okay.
for like Pal World in between. But Xenoblade X has like consumed me.
Tell us a
Um,
little bit about it.
it's it's amazing, bro. Um, God, what can I say about it? It's an open world RPG. Really, honestly, bro, like anything that you see off in the distance, you can travel to it. It'll take time, but you can run. You can run literally everywhere in that game. You can jump like up on mountains like Skyrim. You can Skyrim that shit, and like if you run, like the cool thing about it is like there's areas where you'll run into like really high leveled enemies, and you don't have to fight them. But if they spot you, bro, they will chase you down. So you have to be like strategic on how you go about the open world. Um,
How many
there are
hours into it are
tools.
you?
So far, only 35, but it feels like I should be a lot more into it. because it feels like I've been playing it for forever already. But I'm only halfway through the game. There's 13 chapters. I'm on chapter 6. Um, Mostly because like you have to do prerequisites before you continue to like progress through the main story. You have to like complete some of the side missions um, in order to unlock more mechanics of the game. Like I just unlocked Overdrive, and then very recently here I just unlocked my Skell, which is basically like a giant mecha that you can roll around in. You can either because it's like what is it? Amphibious? No, not amphibious. I'll say all terrain because eventually you do get like a flight module for it where you can like fly around the map, which is cool as fuck. I can't wait to get that. Um, but yeah, you can roll around like your walking mech will transform into like a motorcycle, and you can just kind of like cruise around. And then once you get the flight module, you can basically just fly anywhere in the map because it is a little bit difficult to get to like certain areas, especially without your scale, because your scale allows you to jump much farther and higher. Um, but yeah, cool game. I love it to death. Overdrive is a busted system. Once you learn how to use it, because for the longest time I wasn't using it because I didn't understand it. But once you understand the overdrive system, bro, it's so busted. You can fight like enemies like 10 or 15 levels above you and like just absolutely wipe the floor with them. It's so cool. God, what else is there to the game?
Well, you're gonna keep playing this for the coming weeks, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I'm probably not gonna play anything else.
Yeah,
Just
nothing
Xenoblade
else
X.
that's come out has really grabbed your attention lately.
Other than Clair Obscur, I really want to play that like really badly. I have it in the back of my mind. I can't stop thinking about it. I want to play it so badly, but
Okay.
Xenoblade X is definitely the Xenoblade series for me has always been. Even though I recently got into it, I feel like I've been playing like some of the games for the past like year or two. It started with Xenoblade 2, and then I went back and played 1, and I was stuck on those two for a long time. And then I was for whatever reason, I want to say I did a replay of 2 because I think I enjoyed it that much. And then in the middle of my replay, X came out, and then I played X. So now I'm gonna have to go back and jump to 2, and then play the third one, and it's DLC
Yeah, and you're probably gonna have to replay all these on the Switch too once they
on the
get their
Switch 2. Yeah,
upgrades.
actually, bro, if they get an upgrade, yes, I'm definitely
Yeah.
going back. It's quickly become one of my favorite series. And for the story, the characters, the gameplay, especially the gameplay mechanics, bro, the systems that they have for each game are so fun. There's a lot you can do with them. Um, and they just make you feel like really overpowered sometimes too. It's so fun.
Yeah.
Um, I like that in games when you have a system that just allows you to be broken by the end of the game. Um, and like especially if you're running into game like if you run into enemies early on in the game that are too strong for you, and then you could just wipe the floor with them by the end of it is so fun.
Oh yeah. Yeah, there's some like power fantasy behind that.
Yeah, I love shit like that. That's
Yeah,
probably my favorite dynamic in games.
definitely. Are there any other games that you're playing recently, or is it just the Xenoblade Chronicles X on the Switch?
I was playing Wilds for a bit, Monster Hunter Wilds. I stopped playing that because I also it's so weird, bro. I jump between so many games because I was playing 2 and then Wilds came out and I kind of jumped to that for a little bit because I think the release between that and X was only like a week apart, I want to say. So then as I was playing Wilds, once X came out, I basically jumped to that. Um, but I probably won't go back to that for a while because I do want to play Clair Obscur first. Um, but yeah, I think that'll be my plan.
Yeah, when you do,
Eventually, I'll get around to finishing all the games that I have just queued up.
yeah, we have you and I could probably go for hours just talking about our backlogs. When you do
Yeah,
finally get around to Clair Obscur, because I'm sure you'll get around to it before I do, I'm really looking forward to your ideas on it. What do you think about it? And T-Rex, if you're still with us, are there any games that you're currently playing that you'd like to talk about for a moment?
No, outside
Okay,
of my
okay.
wonderful game that you know that I love. But
Madden.
yeah.
Madden. You can talk to us about Madden. You can talk to us about it and some of the adventures you've had.
There's no adventures I had in Madden. Just play online and I'm either
Get
happy for a little
wiped.
bit or I'm mad the next second. That's about
Yes, sir.
it.
That's
What
awesome.
about you, Tony?
No, I've just been playing Oblivion. I'm looking forward to playing more of it once everything's done with us here. It's been a real treat. It's like I don't know how to describe this, but when once in a while I'll get this random itch to play Fallout or Skyrim, and I'll sit there and download them for as long as it takes, and then I'll boot the game up, I'll play through the opening, I'll create a brand new character and all that, and then as soon as I start playing the game, I'm just like, I'm good. Because I have this problem where a lot of people they can play the same game for thousands of hours and not ever get bored, just over and over and over and over again. The same shit. I can't do it. There are too many games out there, too many experiences. I gotta experience all of them. But Oblivion, I've only ever played up to the very beginning chapters of the game. I haven't really explored the open world. I haven't met many of the characters in the 2006 edition, by the way.
Hmm.
So this remaster is like a brand new Elder Scrolls game to me. And I'm almost ashamed to say that because so many people say that Oblivion is the best Elder Scrolls game. Other people say that Morrowind is the best Elder Scrolls game, but I've never played either of them. So if they give the same
Yeah.
treatment to Morrowind, I'll be just as all over that shit as I am
Yeah.
Oblivion. But I absolutely adore it. It's all brand new. Like I was telling you guys earlier, there's a little bit of uh, datedness to it, if that's even a word, that
Hmm.
when you're diving into these caves and forts and whatever, you go
Hmm.
4 or 5 levels deep in and you got to climb 4 or 5 levels deep out. Um, versus in Skyrim, once you get to the very end, there's this little shortcut that brings you right back to the beginning. There's none of that in
Hmm.
Oblivion. However, if you're planning on playing the game, or if you are playing the game, there is this little cheat called clairvoyance, which I don't know if it had anything to do with the guy that I picked in the beginning. I picked a just your average, not Nord, but the other one, whatever. I picked this just natural, just normal fucking human being guy, and he had clairvoyance, and you can hit clairvoyance at any given time, and it'll literally guide you to your goal. If you pick a goal outside of the current cave that you're in, it'll guide you
Very nice.
outside. Yeah, it'll guide you outside of the cave just with a straight fucking line all the way.
That way you don't get lost. That's convenient.
It's very convenient, especially for somebody like me who gets lost very easily. I get so fucking lost. So that's cool. I love that. I don't know if that was in the original game. I know that running was not in the original game. It wasn't in Fallout 3 either, which
Hmm.
I don't remember. I have to go on this little tangent real quick. I don't remember exactly when the Oblivion remaster was leaked, but in that leak, right underneath it or right above it, I don't remember which, the Fallout 3 remaster was also present. And everything else on this fucking list has slowly but surely come true. There's also the Final Fantasy Tactics remaster slash remake. Nobody knows, but I'd be so stoked to play that.
That would be sick, bro. I
Oh,
love
dude,
Final Fantasy Tactics. What the hell? I didn't even know about that.
dude, I'll try to find it. I'll try to find it, and I'll send you this once I find it. Um, the Fallout 3, if it gets the same attention that Oblivion remastered got, oh my God, you'll never shut me up on how that's one of my all-time favorite games. But anyways, the Oblivion remaster, I'm loving it. The graphics are amazing. The character models are way better than they used to be, even though they're kind of uncanny at some points where I look at them and I'm just like, what the fuck is going on?
Mhm.
Um, but then there are moments that they're just so new to me. I've never really played Oblivion, so this is a new Elder Scrolls game to me, and I would highly recommend it to anybody who enjoyed Skyrim to please play this game. Support these guys because they're doing some amazing shit at this point, And aside from the Oblivion remake or remaster, whatever, I did play a little bit of Schedule One on the PC, and it's fun. It's a little, I don't know,
Yes,
drug
Breaking Bad
empire.
Simulator.
Breaking Bad Simulator, yeah, Drug Empire. It's really fun. It's way more fun when you're playing with your friends. I've mainly played by myself. I got to play one session with some friends and it was amazing. But the it's currently in early access and the developer has said that they're going to be adding mushrooms to the drugs, heroin at some point, and they're going to be expanding the map. All kinds of cool shit. And so I uninstalled the game and I decided I'm gonna wait. So
Yes.
uh,
Put it
so
on the
those are
back burner until the game comes out fully.
exactly, yeah. I don't want to burn myself out on it just yet. So I uninstalled it and that's on the back burner right now. Once we're done with all this, I'm probably gonna jump into some more Oblivion remaster. So
Oh yeah.
since we're running a little bit long, I cut out one question. I'll probably jump that into the next second episode. But right now,
See.
I want to ask, what is your all-time favorite video game? Just another who are you kind of question. So, Oscar Warrior, let's start with you. What is your favorite game of all time as of right now?
That is a very difficult question to answer because I have a lot of favorite games.
Hmm.
I don't think I could pick one out that's like my all-time favorite. Um, that is a tough question, bro, because when I think of it, so many games just start popping into my head.
What's the first one that pops up? Because we can jump through this in the future episodes, no problem.
For
But as of
me,
right now, what is your favorite game?
I'll give a series. For me, it would have to be Xenoblade, bro. Even though
It's
like it's a newer franchise that I picked up and a newer series, like for me, it's very quickly becoming one of my favorites, if not my all-time favorite. It's that good for me.
so Monolith Studios, right?
Yeah, Monolith Soft Studios. Oh, also one thing I wanted to add, I just remembered this. As I'm playing Xenoblade Chronicles X, I notice a lot of elements that are used similarly to how they're used in Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom.
Hmm.
Um, Mostly with the open world and the fast travel mechanic, because there's things called nodes in Xenoblade Chronicles X that are similar to the towers in Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom.
But they're basically the same thing.
Yeah, essentially the same thing. Because you can use them as like fast travel points. The reason I find this interesting though is because I think Monolith Soft had some influence behind the development of Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. Just to throw that out there, I thought that was a little interesting fact. But yeah, favorite game or favorite series, Xenoblade
Awesome, awesome.
for sure.
Do you remember when you first started playing these games? Like which one was the first, and how it spawned from that?
For the first one for me was Xenoblade Chronicles 2. And I remember at first I didn't like it because I didn't really understand it. Um, it was one of those games that I had to kind of keep picking up and trying again before it finally like sunk its teeth into me. Because I guess the thing that really confused me was the game was difficult, weirdly enough, but because I didn't understand the battle mechanics. But once I figured that shit out, bro, I could start paying attention to a whole lot of other stuff, and like I was excelling. I was excelling in those games, and like I was just like, man, if the second game is this awesome, what's the first one going to be like? So then I picked up the definitive edition of Xenoblade Chronicles, the first game from the Wii,
Hmm.
um, and I played it on the Switch, and that game was just as good as the second one, if not better. Um, and yeah, it kind of went from there. I started the second one I played a long, long time ago because I think it came out in 2017. I picked it up a couple years after its original release. I want to say I played it around 2020 during the pandemic.
That's
And then I
perfect
didn't
time to play a game.
properly, yeah. And then I didn't play it properly all the way through until very recently. So it took it took a long time frame for me to really play it through. Just because like there was a lot of other game releases and shit too in between, so it's like I had stuff to kind of like if I wasn't enjoying Xenoblade, I could just fuck off and play something else, you know.
Right, right.
But for me, it was I kept trying and like eventually it did sink its teeth into me.
And what
So yeah,
about you, T-Rex? Like, do you have a favorite game of all time or favorite game series
Favorite game series?
or game, whatever comes to mind?
I think I was just thinking about it. I think it's I like God of War, but I also like why am I off? Uncharted. Me and Uncharted get along.
Mhm.
Yeah. So
What
I would say
what can
I
you tell
probably
us about the Uncharted series that really grabbed you? Which one was your first? Have you played all of them? Do you have a favorite throughout?
um, so I don't think I ever finished like the first two. I think
Oh,
those are like
no shit.
1 and 2 are like the graphics, bro. I couldn't do it.
Oh, that's so disappointing. Oh, I'm sorry. Maybe this is my age, but yeah, that's so disappointing to hear because the second one especially is exceptional. I
I
love the second Uncharted game.
I may have played the second one. I'm trying to think though. But I was just looking. I was like, once you said it, I was like, let me look through this real quick. Let me think for a second. But I was hoping Oscar don't throw it to me, bro. But yeah. But
I didn't do it.
That was my bad.
basically though, yeah, I like the cinematic, like at least the later games. I like how they like take this like cinematic type of approach to the game.
Yeah,
Hmm.
You have
kind of
these
like
little
a
action scenes where you can actually play within the action scenes.
Hmm.
like a dynamic cutscene kind of situation.
Yeah, I like those, bro.
That's cool. Like you
Yeah.
are the cutscene and you can control your character during the cutscene.
Yeah.
Wukong did that too. Wukong did a little bit of that too.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure you said that you've never played The Last of Us or The Last of Us Part 2. That's Naughty Dog as well, same as Uncharted 1, 2, and 3. And 4. If you've never played The Last of Us, I highly recommend it, especially if you like their vibe, the way that they they kind of make cinematics and characters the focal point of the gaming experience. Is like you need to care about these characters to really push through. I just want to throw that out to you if you've never played those, because I'm pretty sure you said you haven't.
I haven't, bro. I
Oh, dude.
gotta. You might try it out one day. I might. Chanel be telling me all the time. I was like, "Are you kidding me?"
Yeah, yeah, because it's 100%. Both games, Last of Us Part 1 and 2, are 100% worth your time. And I would love to hear your thoughts on both of them if you ever get around to them. That's Naughty Dog, man. They make the top of the line shit in the industry. They're probably at the apex of the industry, currently speaking, aside from maybe Rockstar and I don't know who the fuck else is really up there at the apex, but yeah, 100%
Santa Monica
recognize those.
Studios probably.
Santa Monica, yeah.
Yeah.
You might have to try it, bro.
No.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna look into it. Let me see. There
You
might
really
be something
should.
like
You
that.
really should, especially if you liked Uncharted. That's the same people. Those are the same people that made The Last of Us 1 and 2. And so you won't get too much different from The Last of Us experience than you did with the Uncharted experience in terms of characters and the way that they tell their stories and the cinematics and the graphics and all that stuff. Like it just gets better. So 100% recommend that. Uh, my favorite game is Metal Gear Solid 3. I'm just gonna throw that out there. Snake Eater is the game, and I'll try to be very quick about it. But when I was originally introduced to it, I had no idea what Metal Gear Solid was. None of this. I may have told this story to you guys, but I used to live down the street from a Blockbuster, and I had just gotten my first job working at a Tops Friendly Market, is what they called it. It's kind of the East Coast version of Safeway, let's say, since we live in the West. So it's like the East Coast version of Safeway. I was pushing carts, I was making some money, not much, basic, flat rate dollars at the very bottom of the fucking food chain. But I would go down to the Blockbuster and I would check out what they had this little shelf with a bunch of, at the time, PS2 games that were on sale. and I kept seeing this one. It was called Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater, and it looked really cool. They had a bunch of them on the shelf, so it was kind of demanding my attention. And at a certain point, I picked it up. I looked at the back of the box. I read the synopsis and everything, and I was like, "All right, let's give it a shot. It's $30, no big deal." I took it home. I played it. I fucking hated it, dude.
Mhm.
Like I got through the like if you ever play Metal Gear Solid 3, you know what I'm talking about. You turn on the game for the first time not knowing anything about Metal Gear Solid and all of a sudden you're greeted with like a 20-minute fucking cut scene
Cutscene?
about yeah, just war and real-time shit and I was a kid. I didn't give a shit about any of this crap. So I was like, "What the fuck, dude?" So I started skipping fucking cutscenes and eventually I got into the game without knowing what it was and I started going around, started shooting people and all of a sudden I'm getting alerts and caution and all this crap. I didn't understand anything that was happening, and I was like, "What the fuck is this bullshit?" I turned it off, and I came back to it months and months and months and months later on down the line when I was like, "All right, this game, I have it. It was nominated and won tons of awards. There's got to be something here that I'm not seeing." So I opened up the box and I pulled out the manual, which, if you guys remember back in those days, they actually fucking made manuals that you can.
I missed that.
Oh, dude, me too, so much. So it actually had a manual that taught you how to play the game. It showed you little pictures and everything on how you should be seeing it in the game. And I sat there. I learned this motherfucker from cover to cover. I turned on the game again. I watched all the cutscenes and I played through the game. And as soon as I got to that first boss fight against Ocelot, I was sold. I was like, this is the best fucking game I've ever played in my life. And it just kept getting better and better and better and better and better. I love that game so much. The story is immaculate. It's beautiful. And I'm not a huge fan of anime. I just want to throw that out there. I don't know too much anime, but I'm not a fan of most of what I've seen. However, Metal Gear Solid, I would consider it's an anime series. It was made by a Japanese guy, and so there's a huge amount of anime cringe and there's anime like humor and tropes and all kinds of shit, but I'm gonna eat that shit up. Just Metal Gear Solid's my shit. Absolutely love it. Metal Gear Solid 3, and so that's my all-time favorite game. It still is. Once in a while, I still go back to it, and I can't fucking wait, and I can't fucking believe that that game of all the entire series is getting a remaster slash remake. Obviously, it deserves one, but let's be real. Metal Gear and Metal Gear 2, Metal Gear Solid 1, they all deserve a remaster slash remake way the fuck more than Metal Gear Solid 3. It's like the least deserving one outside of MGS 4 and 5, which are still modern and gorgeous. And if you've never played Metal Gear Solid, I highly recommend you do so because I'm a biased piece of shit. But yeah, Metal Gear Solid.
Oh, it is. It is. I believe it is a remake, not a
Yes,
remaster. It is a
but
remake.
but let's be real here. So this kind of draws us back to our topic earlier about Oblivion. So the
Mhm.
remake, quote unquote, of Metal Gear Solid 3 is keeping every line of dialogue exactly the same way as it was in the original game. So all the cutscenes are going to play out exactly the same way. It's just going to be a new coat of paint. The game itself is going to play out exactly the same way as the original game, just with
That's a
modern.
remaster.
Exactly. It's a fucking right. So
Fucking remaster.
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm
That's
fucking
bullshit.
saying. I
It's
don't know.
fucking bullshit.
We it's bullshit. Every
I'm
time
not.
different cards.
I'm not paying $70 for that bullshit.
Oh, I am. Oh, I am. I don't
Give,
care if they.
give
I
me a
don't care if
brand
they
new
charge
game.
80. I don't care if they charge 80. I'm paying for it. I've bought. I love Metal Gear Solid 3. It's my all-time favorite game. I can't fucking believe that I'm getting this. And then
I
I'll sing the same exact song once Fallout 3 remaster is uh announced in the near future, if that leak is anything to go by, which it seems like it is. But anyways, go ahead.
I have a question for you, Tony.
What's up?
Were you like when you said that you put it down for months and months? Do you think like you were in a different headspace at the time? Like, do you think something in your mental changed during those months that it made you like want to replay Metal Gear Solid, or was it just? Do you think it was just the influence of hearing that people gave it like such accolades, or that it had so many accolades, essentially?
No, I think that it had something to do with the fact that I was a bored teenager. That's all
Yeah.
it was. Because when I first picked up the game, I looked over the box. Every time I went to Blockbuster and bought a game, I would look over the box. And when I bought MGS3, it said that it was like Game of the Year, blah blah blah, all these
Mhm.
awards and accolades, like you said. And that's the reason I bought it and I played it. But I was just like, I was so used to a certain type of game that it just didn't register to me that this is a stealth game. This is the way you're supposed to play it, blah, blah, blah. I didn't catch all that because I was like, what the fuck is this cutscene after cutscene after cutscene? What the fuck is this bullshit? I just want to
Mhm.
play the game, you know? I was so impatient. So months after, I think I was playing like Playboy the Mansion because I wanted to see some fucking titties or something.
Some rockin' tits.
Some rocking fucking tits. And I was just bored of all that garbage, and I was like, okay, this game won a bunch of awards. I'm clearly not seeing something. Let's give this a fair shot.
Mhm.
And that's when I decided I'm gonna watch the cutscenes. I'm gonna be attentive, and I'm gonna learn how to play this game based on this little manual. And dude, it became not at the beginning. In the beginning, I was just like, I don't know, because the controls were very rudimentary. They were very, you had to press a lot of buttons at the same time and do certain things to do certain things. So I know that this remake remaster is going to be leagues beyond the original. Even the fucking later on, they came out with what was called Metal Gear Solid 3 Subsistence, which was
Mhm.
I don't want to call it a remaster, but they added a bunch of quality of life improvements to it, like you can move the camera around in like a third person all the way around, 360, whatever the
Mhm.
fuck. You couldn't do that in the original game that I played. You can kind of shift the camera to the left, shift it to the right, excuse me, shift it
Oh, I think
upwards,
I know
shift it
what you're talking
backwards.
about.
It was very strange. So it was a very hard game to play, but like I said, once I got to that first boss fight with Ocelot and I saw the way that this character interacted with my character and the way that they saw each other as rivals and the
Mhm.
cringy anime like kind of bad guy. Dude, there's just something about it. Was so, it didn't take itself seriously at all, but it was covering some really deep and very serious topics like war and all that, and it was just beautiful. And I was enthralled by it, and I wouldn't shut the fuck up about it with my friends. I was just like, dude, Metal Gear Solid, and nobody I knew gave a single fuck about Metal Gear Solid. Nobody.
Mhm.
And that's the reason I bought a PS3 was when Metal Gear Solid 4 came out, and I was holding off on the PS4 until Metal Gear Solid 5 came out and all this shit. So Metal Gear, Kojima, that's my boy. Fuck you, people. Fight me on
And that's my
that.
final piece. Fuck you
That's
guys.
it.
I'm going home.
Exactly. Exactly. Um, but yeah, if there's anything else that you guys would like to add before I shut down the stream for now, please go ahead. The floor is yours, Oscar or Trey, either one.
I'm gonna say no because I think if I start another topic of conversation, I could probably go on for another hour.
What about you, T-Rex?
So I'm joking, but nah, I'm gonna go.
You had me there for a second.
All right, folks. I hope you enjoyed our fledgling episode of the Glitch Ass Gaming Podcast. Here, brought to you by Buster's Club. We'll see you next week. Hopefully, this is a hopefully weekly podcast. There's so much going on in the gaming universe that we can talk about every week. So we'll see you next
Hey,
week. Hopefully, in the meantime, take care and much love.
bye bye.
Bye bye.